Hello, friends. This is Amy, and welcome to my channel. This is one of those paper craft videos. So let's check this out. This is actually a card kit that anyone could buy from Stampin' Up, and it's called Expressions of Kindness. And I just wanted to open the box and show you all that's inside of this. Now, here is the stamp set, and it comes with embellishments and adhesives, and also this small stamping block that you can use on with that stamp set. Those are the dimensionals in the back right there, and then those are the small spots used for adhesive. Just going to show you this very beautiful, these are just the envelopes. There's 4 of each of these designs, so there's a total of 8 cards in this kit. Now, if you wanted to get really creative, some people make more than what the kit does, because as you can see, there's a front and a back. See how I've got this cardstock? You can fold that, or you cut it in half and make more. But today we're going to just follow the directions on the inside of the box. I'll show you that there's directions, and it's mainly pictures to show you what to do to make it exactly how they've designed it. And there it is. You can see you open it up and there's the pictures that show you how to do it. We're going to start with this card. Okay, so I'm going to put the stamp set right on there. And these are pre-scored, and so it's easy to fold it in half. Okay, and they come with this little stamp spot, and this color is Blackberry Bliss, and I actually have my own ink, so I'm going to use my ink, but of course you could use that little stamp spot. And it shows on the directions just to stamp that out, and we're going to do it once and we're going to do it twice. And sometimes one of the things you can do is don't re-ink, and that would make a more subtle look, but with this one we want to ink each time. Okay. And then this is part of the flower. It's just going to take that ink and we're going to put it over the lighter part of that flower. And it's just going to kind of give it, the just more dimension. And I love that these are clear stamps. You can see exactly where you're going to stamp out your image. And you can see I'm re-inking each time to make that image. Okay, we've got that done. Now these are already, they're just kind of a punch out, and we're just going to take one of the sentiments off that stamp set and put that on there using the same ink. It's kind of fun how they've got, using the one ink for the whole entire kit. All right, this set comes with this very pretty white ribbon, and I wanted to show you on the directions on the bottom. There's a way you can measure exactly how much you need. Just pull it across. You would have to provide your own scissors, but the directions do tell you how much you need. And then these are the little adhesive dots. They're so they're adhesive on both sides, and you put it down where you want it, and then you remove the paper on the top, and then you can press it into place. Some people choose not to use these. It's kind of your call if you like them. In certain areas, it's very handy to use these because they're small. All right, so I'm going to put this ribbon right on there, exactly how the directions say, and press it into place. Now, these are called dimensionals, and they are kind of a foam It's got double-sided adhesive. It's got a foam on the inside, and it kind of gives that sentiment a little bit of a lift, that paper. And they stick really good. And to top this off, we're going to use our scissors, and I'm going to put some of those very pretty rhinestones on there. And they're gold, so they match the paper. There is also a tool. It's a pick-me-up tool that has in this catalog, but if you don't have one, the scissors works great. All right, card is done, and now I'm going to stamp right on the envelope, and you wouldn't have to if you're going to mail this. You'd put your uh, name and address on there to the person that's going to have this card. Slip that inside, and then you'd have to lick the envelope. They're not self-adhesive, but there you go. If you would send this to someone, they would absolutely love it. They'd be going, "Wow, that is gorgeous." It's really a good deal. I love the gold and the purplish color. I mean, it's just such a pretty color. And like I said, there's two cards in this kit. So I'm going to show you how to make the next one. Now this one has a background on it, and I'm just showing you the stuff that you'll need to make this card. We're going to use one of those die cuts. I believe they're a laser cut, and they're pretty, I wouldn't say thick, but they're not flimsy. And again, we'll use our little, I'm not sure if it's part of the flower petals, but it just makes it so pretty. Put that purple on there. I'm just showing you how it looks. All right, and again, we're just going to stamp on one of the little punch out labels, and it says just a note. And you can, of course, this is your set. You could put whatever you wanted on there. And of course, I want to start with my envelope. I'm going to put on there, as long as I've got this handy, we're going to put on there, kindly deliver to, and then you put their name in there. So pretty. All right, this is where we're going to use our gold die cuts. Just carefully remove those, or remove one, I should say. And this is where I'm showing you those little dots really come in handy because they're little, but they're pretty sticky. And if you use those, it's not going to come off. So right now I don't have the paper. Here I am removing the paper off of it. And then I can just stick that right down on that other die cut. And at the same time, I'm kind of watching and looking, with those directions to see how to do it. Using more of those little adhesive dots to put on the back so I can put that down on the card itself. Okay, and here's that other cardstock. You can see where it's kind of got the pretty blue color in the background, and this is really going to make it pop. Now, if you wanted to use like those dimensionals, that would work too. Then it'd really pop off of the card. All right, now I'm showing you, just going to use that little ruler, and we're going to cut some more of the ribbon. And it says exactly how much I need to cut for this card. All right, I've already put on those little dots. Just going to put that down. And again, with our dimensionals that has a little foam core to them, and going to just pop that right on top. And last but not least, we want to put more of those beautiful gold gems or rhinestones, however you want to call them, and using my scissors to help with that. How beautiful. I'm just loving this set. All right, we're going to get it ready to mail. After you've written what you want on the inside, just slide that right in the envelope. And you'll have to moisten that envelope, and it's ready to go. Here's one more look at these beautiful cards. I'm just thinking, would I have known to put those colors together and add gold in there as well? I just think it's really neat. Very pretty, pretty, pretty. All right, let's keep it rolling here. This is, I'm using Shrinky Dinks, and I had another brand of Shrinky Dink. It's not, what should I say? Anyway, the other brand did not have it sanded, and so I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to use the Country Birdhouse in Stampin' Up and some Stays On. Now, this is what that other brand said to use. You can have these pre-sanded. I know Shrinky Dink has them because I had some, and this is the other brand, and I'm just showing you, use a little sanding paper and it's good to go. Using that Country Birdhouse stamp, I'm going to ink it with the Stays On ink. This is a black, it's called Jet Black. My pad's just a little bit needed to be inked up a little bit, which you can add ink to those pads. I just could not find my ink. And anyway, it turned out pretty good. So this is how I decided to do my little shrinky dinks. That Hello Friend comes in that Country Birdhouse stamp set. And before you do any shrinking, you definitely want to put a hole in there if you're going to use it to hang. Otherwise, I'm not sure what you'd do with it. And this is just your standard hole punch that you'd have. I think they call it a 1/8 inch. I'm not for sure, but it's your standard hole punch. And then trim it along with your scissors. And there's different ways that you can color shrinky dinks. A lot of times people will use colored markers, or not colored markers, you know, colored pencils. I didn't have any of those either. So I'm going to use acrylic paint, and it does say on the directions that that is acceptable. It does work. And just going to put these on top. This is on top of the image, showing you that I got a little bit on the where I didn't want it. I'm just cleaning that off with a little bit of tissue. And of course, with acrylic paints, you can use whatever color you could come up with. I just chose not to use like a chalk paint. It's just acrylic paint. I don't know if that would work or not, but I didn't want to take any chances. I just wanted to have success with this. So I'm just showing you the colors I used for this cute little birdhouse. And a trick that makes nice round dots is using the end of your paintbrush. Just make sure you have enough paint, but not so much that it's dripping. And then let this all dry before you start to shrink it. But I just want to show you, I added a little bit of orange to this. Just to give it a little dimension, and I'm going to use some white paint for the front. Now you'll see in some of the other ones that the white is more opaque, and it's because I painted it on the back side of the birdhouse. And I actually prefer those because then I was able to color the whole thing rather than going around the sentiment like I am here. But I want you to decide what you think. These can be done in the oven. I have a hot um it's a hot gun, like a not hot glue gun. I want to say hot glue gun. It's a heat gun. And that's how I chose to heat these, which it worked just fine if you didn't have want to start the oven up. So here I am with my trying to keep my fingers from getting burned because it's so hot. And just kind of the heat gun wants to blow it around. And it said, once you get it to where you want, you just put a piece of cardboard on there to smash it down so then it kind of flattens it out. And there it is. Turned out pretty cute. And here's a comparison of before and after. It really does shrink it down to about a third of what your image is. And there I was able to put a little string on there because I had that hole before I shrunk it down. Now these are acrylic markers, and I thought I'd show you the difference using, they are acrylics, but it's a little bit more where you have control, and just showing you the difference in how it looks. I do really like how the acrylic markers look. The only thing is it's just when you like this, when you want to paint with a paintbrush, it can be just solid. With the acrylic marker, you really have to use a lot to get it where you don't see the lines. All right, these are shrunk. I'm just showing you. And I did not like how you could see that word. And so some of them I actually did, I painted on the back. You can see that one is on the left is painted on the back, and the other one is on the front. Just experimenting and showing you all the fun things you can do. Besides stamping on paper, you can stamp on, your shrinky dinks and make this work. They recommended using, like the special inks, like a stays on ink, rather than just a regular one. I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.